Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's get into the Thursday action, July 3rd. We're going to talk the MLB card in this video. I'm going to run the entire board. We'll recap yesterday as well and get you guys into the holiday weekend. If you are in the States and you do celebrate July 4th, it's a great time to be alive. We'll be traveling up to Traverse City, so we'll be in that area doing some golf, doing some wedding fun, and some boating, beaching, all that good stuff. So looking forward to it. We will have some live content. I might actually do one kind of remote on my phone when I do a video to talk about the picks, just kind of show you guys the area if you're from out of town. I do quite frankly recommend anyone who has not been there to go check it out. Kind of very underrated in terms of the golf, as well as what you get from a kind of beach standpoint if you're used to the ocean. So let's get into the picks. Hope you all are doing well. Let's get into the action. If you haven't done so by now, subscribe to TBM Sports and please hit that like button. Completely free to do so. Okay, so in order for us to keep going, that's the only two things I ask from you guys, is that you subscribe and hit the like button. Okay, and also leave a comment down below. Like kind of hearing what you guys got going on, and feel free to chime in on the Discord at any time that you guys like. I am always over there answering questions and available. Okay, so let's get into that first game between the Twins and Marlins. But first, I do want to recap yesterday's action. Just briefly, it was a horrible day. If the Rays would have not given up 3 runs in the top frame of the 9th, we would have had a 50-50. We would have split on the day. And, you know, that's kind of what I don't want to say we strive for, but that's the bar minimum. Okay, so if we're going to have a bad day, it's going to be basically not a profit day, but not also a loss day. But yesterday, the Rays gave up that 3-run 9th, and we looked at a 1-3 on my 4 best bets. Okay, Mizorowski also a very fishy game. I think a lot of people were kind of calling for rain, not in terms of precipitation, but just raining on his parade of basically success thus far throughout his rookie debut, and that's kind of what happened. So Mizorowski, the K-prop did not come home, gave up a couple bombs in that game. Also Detroit in that game too, losing, and we did cash the Houston run line, albeit the Rockies did score one late. Kind of had me a little nervous, but we're going to kind of look into these games today, and a little bit all the same as we look into some of these getaway spots here. Shorter card, I'll tell you guys kind of where I'm at within these contests. Okay, and as I talked about it, the Twins and the Marlins will lead us off, and as we look at kind of where we've been at within these clubs. Okay, the Miami Marlins, all right guys, this is going to come out as a surprise for you guys, but they are top 10 in the MLB in a lot of offensive statistics in the last last week. On that time frame, also, they've won 8 out of their last 10 games. All right, and not only that, they've covered 9 out of their 10 on the run line. And it is kind of disheartening when you do see a Minnesota Twins team that a lot of people kind of had picked as a sleeper coming out of the AL Central. Minus 119 on the road going against a Marlins team where normally I think that would be about minus 150 when we do have Yuri Perez throwing for the Marlins. Okay, 6.19 ERA. We do look for an 0-2 record in his 2025 campaign, and this is kind of an ugly bet. Okay, so if you were going to back the Twins, that's going to be a hold your breath, but I do think the Twins do enough today to get this road win. 12-10, this will be the first game on the docket, a little bit earlier start there, and you can catch that out there. Like I said, 12-10 first pitch. Next game, Astros and Rockies. We do get Walter and Freeland. Very interested to see what the Astros do within kind of stacking that rotation. There is a lot of avenues where I think when Yordan Alvarez comes back, they kind of solidify maybe a bat or kind of do a little bit more to replace the likes of Alex Bregman. I think that we could see the Astros kind of make a little push here in the AL. All right. That's just kind of where I'm at. If you can find anything more than 6 or 7 to 1 out there in the odds market, it's not a bad position to open up. Maybe even futures exacta Astros World Series. Not saying that they're going to do it. Okay, this is just something where if you do know how to bet futures and you like dabbling in that market, there is some value taking more of a longer-term outlook with a buy low spot on the Astros. However, at 52 and 34, I wish I would have got into them a little bit earlier on in the season. You could add way more value there. But we look at them facing Kyle Freeland. It's all the same. You could call this chalk. You could call this whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to call it a fade on the Rockies. Okay, they've lost 8 of their last 10 games. We come in this game with a still close to $1 within laying that run line with the Astros. So I trust them. Their bats stay hot. They are the 6th best team in baseball in a lot of offensive metrics in the last 7 days. So we're going to take the Houston Astros as an official play, minus 120 on that run line to cover the 1.5 runs. Okay, next one, Tigers and Nationals. We will have ends going against Irvin. I think the Tigers bounce back. And one thing about the Nationals here and the Tigers, they are top 5 in the MLB in offense, okay, in recency. Okay, so when we talk about these recent trends, these are 2 of the hottest clubs that we have going right now in the game, hitting the baseball. Kind of why we see that total set at 9.5. We have seen Nationals games go over in 8 of their last 10 games. We look at kind of what the Tigers have been doing. They won 3 straight, and also 6 of their last 10 before losing to the Nats yesterday. I believe that was a doubleheader, but don't quote me. Yes, it was. And that's kind of where I think the Tigers bounce back in this game. I would probably lean Detroit. No official play, but I think that as we talk about what the Tigers are doing, and it's kind of interesting to bring up ends, okay? For those of you that do not know, this is a journeyman, all right, 34 years old for this young man, and as we look into kind of what he's done, coming back to the major leagues, it's been a very cool story, but as we talk about kind of his outings, it's very interesting against the Athletics, where he threw 5 innings, 1 hit allowed, so could be a little sneaky, one of those feel-good stories where we've seen before, where maybe like, think Bartolo Colon, think a couple other pitchers that have came back to the bigs late in their careers. I think Kerry Wood maybe one that kind of comes into the top of my mind, but we'll see what happens. But this is something where it's going to be fun to watch. I think that the Tigers here in this spot, a little bit of value here, especially a lefty in this going against a lot of lefty bats for the Nats. I think that the Detroit Tigers, around that $1.50 price, that's the upper echelon of the level that I would play it. I personally think they get it home with the run line, but I'm not going to play this game. I just want to see ends have another start, but this could be a little opportunity here, as the odds makers, quite frankly, don't know how to handicap a 34-year-old pitcher. I could see that being the case in today's contest. All right, this will be the next play, and this will be the last official play. I do have a couple leans out there, but I also will share with you guys kind of a parlay that I'm thinking about playing, but we want to talk about the Yankees and Blue Jays. This is where we're going to play the over 8.5. Okay, 28 hits respectively in last night's contest. Schmidt going against Bassett. Just kind of have to roll the dice on this, trust the numbers, and as we look at the 8.5, I'll take it. Okay, if this was 9.5, I probably would pass, but 8.5, I'll get involved. The Yankees and Blue Jays, as long as they're hitting the baseball, the Blue Jays stay hot. I mean, they've won 7 of their last 10, and also they've cashed 7 of their last 10 games, scoring 9 runs or more. Okay, so also you could look Toronto even on that run line. That's a pretty attractive price, minus 150. I think that if you call it what it is, the Yankees may have the better pitcher in this game with Clark Schmidt. They do have the better lineup, just kind of what Yankees club we're going to get today. So we'll take that all out of the equation and just go over the 8.5 in this contest. All right, next one, maybe the highlight of the day. This could be the number one, I guess you would say, pitching duel. And it was going to be number 2, but now we do get it number 1, as David Peterson is hosting Quintana for the Brew Crew. This is one where we saw the Mets kind of take game 2, bounce back, the fishy line where they ended up winning, taking care of business in that second leg of that doubleheader. I like the Brewers, okay? Plus 136, I don't understand it, quite frankly. Too much value for me, okay? The Brewers stay hot, winning 7 of their last 10. These are 2 clubs that have been very good to the over 8 as well. And also Milwaukee, plus 1.5. If you look at the run lines for Milwaukee, they've covered that run line in 9 of their last 10, 90% on that plus 1.5. I quite frankly don't understand it. I think that the pitching edge does go towards Milwaukee in this game. They are on the road. Peterson is fantastic at home, but we're talking about the Brewers here, guys, and this is a club that is top 12 in the MLB in a lot of offensive categories. And the Mets, they have been reeling, albeit they have one game yesterday to fall back on. I just think the plus 136 for the Brewers is very attractive. So very close to making my card. If they would have won that second leg of the doubleheader, I'd probably been more inclined to play it because we might have gotten better value on this getaway day. But for me, guys, it's Brewers or nothing at plus 136. Okay. Angels, Braves. This is a game that the next two games actually came very close to making my card. This is where I would look into the over 9.5. You got to trust your numbers. I have this at a little bit under a 9. If this was an 8 or 8.5, I would have played it. Soriano going against Elder. We've seen both of these games against each other. I'll kind of share with you guys kind of where I'm at with that. You want to talk Braves, Angels. This is where we saw a 11-run and 4-0 win for the Angels, okay, in game one between these two clubs. I think Atlanta's bats are somewhat back, I should say, not to where kind of we want them, where we expect them. And also, as we talk about the Angels, they are a club where both of these teams are basically middle of the pack offensively in terms of statistics. But this is more so a roll of dice against Elder, where I think that he could get hit around a little bit. The game's in Atlanta. We do have the potential for humidity, the long ball. The 9.5 is a little too juicy for me. Soriano as well. I kind of lean towards the over in this game, but at 9.5, this is a no play, so I had to pass. All right. Guardians and Cubs, the next one we're going to talk about. This one was the game that I told you guys almost made my card, and I might actually even play this on a money line parlay. We'll talk about that a little bit later on as we feature the last leg. But Ortiz going against Horton, okay? The Cubs minus 150 on the year. Going against Ortiz. The wind won't be really that much of a factor there at Wrigley. You always have to check wind when you do have home games at Wrigley. But I think that when we talk about it, guys, the 8.5 is where I would lean to, and the Cubs. So same game parlay market. I do like a little same gamer here. If you want to take the over 8, you want to take the Cubs money line with that proposition. You will get plus money on that. That's just one way that you could attack that market. So I do like Cubs. I do like Cubs over in this game. If you force me to bet it, this one, like I said, very close to making my card. Giants and Diamondbacks. Now this is interesting because we do get a little bit of a rubber match here between these NL West foes. Robbie Ray looking for a nice little bounce back start for him as we look at kind of his last outing. Right, he's been absolutely phenomenal here in 2025. Okay, but he pitched against the White Sox, 1 earned run, but before that, guys, he gave up 3, 2, and 2 respectively. So this is something where I look for Robbie Ray to do well. Okay, he's going against a Diamondbacks club that hits the ball well at home. That's why I'm going to stay away from it, because I am seeing some signs of regression. He's still keeping it under a 1.2 whip. The batting average for opponents allowed is still just slightly above 200, 245 for the overall here as we look at the month of June. And I just think that, guys, this is something where it's Giants or nothing. But if the Giants were at home, I would be more involved. But on the road against the Diamondbacks, this will be a pass for me at minus 119. Okay. Royals and Mariners. This one was interesting because this was an official play. And then late last night, Brian Wu got his start pushed back a day. So we will see a interesting kind of setup here with Seth Lugo. And as you look at kind of the player props here, we will have Logan Evans going and not Brian Wu. Okay, so that's kind of things that change the handicap on a dime. Still minus 152 there on the money line. And I did like the under 7 with Wu pitching. Okay, but with Wu not pitching, going against Lugo, recalling a guy up from AAA, I think this one could be a little sneaky overplay. The teams before yesterday, Kansas City hit 4 of their 5, and the Mariners went over 7 runs in 7 of their last 9 games. Okay, so yesterday was that little bit of an outlier. I think this could be a sharp play to the over 7 in my personal opinion, but no play for me. All right, the last game, Dodgers White Sox. What else needs to be said? The White Sox coming to this matchup. You talk about a 28-58 team going against May for the Dodgers. Savali's been atrocious, and I just don't trust the White Sox at all. Never will lay a minus 259 price, but I do think that you could take the Dodgers to not bat at home on DraftKings and parlay that with the Chicago Cubs, and that would be that 2-leg money line parlay essentially that I did allude to a little bit earlier on in this video that I may end up kind of taking a stab at. So that's where I'm at, guys. Appreciate you all tuning in. Those are the MLB plays and run down the analysis for today's card. We'll share with you guys my best bets. We're going Houston run line minus 120, just looking for a repeat against Colorado, as well as the Yankees, Toronto Blue Jays over 8.5. That will come in as we see it here, the best number available on that play will be a -118 price for the over 8.5. Okay, appreciate you guys. Enjoy it. We're getting into the holiday weekend. Stay safe out there. We will have videos tomorrow, so make sure you have that notification bell turned on. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys all in the next video. Cheers.